Listen to me very carefully and do not click away, because what I'm about to show you is the exact moment the financial elite decide to pull the rug out from under the retail investor. Everything you have been told about protecting your wealth in a global crisis is being violently shattered right in front of your eyes. Look at the charts on your screen right now. Over the last 24 hours, we have witnessed something that defies every single rule of traditional macroeconomics. Massive, violent, unprecedented outflows are hitting the gold market. We are talking about billions of dollars being abruptly drained from the system in the blink of an eye. In the middle of a screaming global panic, at a time when geopolitical tensions are at an absolute boiling point and recession alarms are deafening, the ultimate safe haven, the one asset you were promised would protect your family, is bleeding out on the floor. I need you to look at your portfolio right now and ask yourself one simple question. Why? Why, when the world is literally burning, when inflation is ripping through the middle class, and when every economic indicator is flashing code red, is gold dropping like a stone? It makes absolutely zero logical sense to the untrained eye. It feels like a massive betrayal. You did the responsible thing. You diversified. You moved away from the casino of leveraged tech stocks, and you parked your hard-earned capital in the oldest, most reliable store of value in human history. And today, you wake up to a sea of red. And right on cue, the mainstream media is parading their highly paid talking heads across every single financial network. They are already screaming that gold is dead. They are pointing at the red daily candles and telling you with a straight face that the safe haven trade is officially over. They want you to believe that the smart money is abandoning precious metals because the worst of the economic storm has passed. They are looking directly into the camera and telling you to sell your gold, cut your losses, and rotate back into their heavily manipulated, fundamentally broken equity markets. They are lying to you. It is a coordinated, deliberate lie designed to induce sheer panic in the everyday investor. The fear you are feeling in your gut right now is entirely engineered. It is manufactured by a system that requires your blind capitulation as fuel. What you are witnessing right this very second is not a natural market sell-off. It is not a fundamental rejection of gold's inherent value. It is a forced, catastrophic institutional fire sale, and you are entirely blind to the vicious mechanics operating behind the curtain. You thought your wealth was protected in an impenetrable fortress. You thought you were completely safe from the systemic storm that is brewing out there. But you have been caught dead in the crosshairs of a hidden liquidity crisis that is currently tearing through the deepest, darkest plumbing of Wall Street. This is not about gold losing its status. This is about a desperate, blood-in-the-street scramble for cash. The whales, the hedge funds, the over-leveraged megabanks, they are choking. They are suffocating under the weight of their own greed. And they are liquidating the single most pristine asset they hold just to keep the lights on for one more day. Wake up. Snap out of the mainstream hypnosis. If you panic sell your physical or paper metals right now, you are handing over your generational wealth to the exact same institutions that created this mess. You are playing right into their trap. If you do not understand what is actually happening under the surface of these broken charts right now, your entire portfolio is about to be completely and permanently wiped out. The trap is sprung. Let me pull back the curtain and show you exactly what is breaking the financial plumbing behind the scenes. The trigger, the absolute kill shot to the system, was the oil market. Look at crude oil over the last 48 hours. It didn't just tick up, it went violently parabolic. We are staring down the barrel of $130 oil and the momentum is not stopping. This isn't just an energy crisis anymore when oil spikes this aggressively, this fast, in an already suffocating macroeconomic environment. It instantly shatters the fragile illusion of stability. It is a wrecking ball swinging straight through the global supply chain, guaranteeing that inflation is not just returning, it is about to go hyper. And Wall Street was not prepared for this. They were completely caught off guard, bloated with leverage, high on their own supply. When that oil shock hit, the shockwave ripped through the credit markets and every single over-leveraged hedge fund, every greedy prime broker, and every massive institution suddenly received the most terrifying phone call in the financial world. The margin call. Understand the mechanics of a margin call massacre. These institutions are drowning. Their massive leveraged equity portfolios are bleeding out. Their speculative tech positions are collapsing. Their crypto bags are imploding. Their collateral is evaporating by the second. The clearinghouses don't care about their long-term thesis. They demand one thing and one thing only: immediate, cold, hard US dollar liquidity. They need cash right now, today, or they face complete insolvency. So, put yourself in the shoes of a multi-billion-dollar fund manager, staring into the abyss of a total wipeout. When you are forced to raise billions of dollars in a matter of hours, what do you sell? You can't sell your toxic garbage because nobody is buying it. The equity markets are freezing. You do not sell what you want to sell. You sell what you can sell. You sell your most liquid, your most pristine, and your most profitable asset. You sell your gold. This is the ultimate deadly dash for cash. We saw the exact same terrifying mechanism break the markets in 2008, and we saw it completely freeze the world in March of 2020. Now, in April 2026, history is violently repeating itself. The massive outflows you are seeing in gold today have absolutely nothing to do with gold's fundamental value. Gold hasn't failed. Gold hasn't stopped being money. What you are witnessing is Wall Street using the gold market as their emergency ATM. They are liquidating massive paper contracts, dumping thousands of tons of paper gold onto the market to desperately cover the massive, gaping holes in their failing portfolios. So when you look at your screen and you feel that pit in your stomach because your safe haven is bleeding, realize this: you aren't losing money because gold is weak. You are caught in the blast radius of Wall Street's greed. They are drowning in their own leverage, and they are desperately trying to pull you under with them. We are officially entering what desk analysts and insiders quietly refer to as a Phase 1 liquidation event. And right at the center of this catastrophic storm sits the Federal Reserve, utterly paralyzed, watching the financial system burn. I need you to truly grasp the sheer, unadulterated terror echoing inside the halls of the central banks right now. They are trapped in the ultimate, inescapable catch-22, and there is no mathematical way out. On one hand, the credit markets are rapidly freezing. The banking plumbing is seizing up under the pressure of these massive margin calls. To stop this deadly liquidity crisis from morphing into a full-blown systemic banking collapse, the Fed needs to pivot. They need to turn the money printers back on, flood the system with trillions of fresh, unbacked fiat dollars, and bail out Wall Street yet again. But they can't, because if they print money right now, with oil violently spiking past $130 a barrel and global supply chains actively fracturing, they will immediately ignite a hyperinflationary death spiral. They will destroy the remaining purchasing power of the US dollar practically overnight. But if they do nothing, if they sit on their hands, maintain tight policy, and let the free market naturally correct, the entire over-leveraged house of cards collapses, cascading defaults wipe out the banking sector, and we plunge into a deflationary depression that will make 1929 look like a mild market correction. They are completely out of ammunition, and they are terrified. So, what happens next? This is the critical part. This is where the greatest, most ruthless wealth transfer in modern human history is being orchestrated right underneath your nose, while the mainstream media creates a massive smokescreen of panic, distracting you with plunging charts and terrifying ticker tape. The smart money is executing a very specific game plan. Yes, they are dumping massive amounts of paper gold right now. They are liquidating the futures contracts, the ETFs, the derivatives, the fake, unbacked, fractional reserve promises of gold. They have to do this to survive the margin calls today. But you need to ask yourself one crucial question. What are they doing with the physical metal? I will tell you exactly what they are doing. The central banks, the sovereign wealth funds, the elite institutional whales, they are not selling a single ounce of their physical gold bars. In fact, they are aggressively positioning themselves in the background to sweep up every piece of physical gold and silver they can get their hands on at these artificially suppressed, deeply discounted prices. They are literally using this paper market crash to trigger your stop losses. They are deliberately shaking the tree to create peak panic among retail investors. They want you confused. They want you terrified. They want you to look at those bleeding red candles, throw your hands up in complete despair, and capitulate. And the absolute tragedy is, it is working perfectly. Right now, millions of everyday investors are aggressively hitting the sell button. They are liquidating the only true, mathematically sound insurance policy they have against a dying fiat system. Out of pure fear and manufactured confusion, retail investors are willingly handing over their generational wealth, their financial sovereignty, directly back to the very institutions that engineered this exact crisis in the first place. You are giving up your only lifeboat while the ship is rapidly taking on water, and you are selling it to the captain at a massive discount. Do not let them play you. Do not let them shake you out of your position. The paper price is a complete illusion, and the panic is a weaponized tool designed to steal your wealth. But here is the undeniable truth that will save your portfolio, if you have the stomach to hold the line. This massive, terrifying liquidity drain, it is 100% temporary. You're watching a dying system gasp for air, and we know exactly how this movie ends. The entire global financial architecture is mathematically breaking down as we speak. The central banks are backed into a corner, completely trapped by their own decades of reckless policy, and history guarantees there is only one way out. When the credit markets completely freeze, and they are freezing right now, when the institutional pain becomes politically and systemically unbearable, the Federal Reserve will have absolutely no choice. They will break the glass. They will pull the emergency lever. They will be forced into the mother of all pivots. To prevent a total catastrophic banking collapse, they are going to flood the globe with tens of trillions of newly printed, unbacked, worthless fiat currency. It will be quantitative easing and yield curve control on steroids. And the absolute microsecond they make that announcement, the moment the market realizes the money printers have been turned back on to bail out Wall Street yet again, the US dollar is going to violently crater. Its remaining purchasing power will simply evaporate. And what do you think happens to gold and silver then? Let me introduce you to the rubber band effect. Right now, this massive forced paper liquidation is pulling the rubber band back further and further. It is creating immense, explosive, coiled spring tension in the metals market. The further Wall Street artificially suppresses the paper price today just to save their own skin, the more aggressive and violent the snapback is going to be tomorrow. When this localized liquidity crisis breaks and the tidal wave of new fiat currency hits the system, that rubber band is going to violently release. It will slingshot physical gold and physical silver to terrifying, unprecedented new all-time highs. We are talking about true price discovery finally breaking free. We are talking about price levels that will completely short-circuit the trading algorithms and leave mainstream financial analysts absolutely speechless. You are standing at the absolute precipice of the greatest, most vicious wealth transfer in human history. The countdown has officially started, and the clock is ticking down to zero. Do not become a victim of this engineered paper market panic. Do not let a red screen shake you out of your hard assets just days or weeks before the greatest fiat currency debasement we have ever seen. Your window of opportunity to position yourself on the right side of history is rapidly closing. If you panic sell now, you lose everything, hold the line, secure your physical assets, step out of the fiat matrix. Because when the dust finally settles on this crisis, the people who capitulated today will be permanently wiped out, and those who understood the game will own the future. Do not let them win. Subscribe to this channel right now and hit the notification bell, because I will be tracking every single move these institutions make in real time, and I will not let you walk blind into their trap. Stay strong, stay vigilant. I will see you in the next update.